and they posted a truth on my unit, because that day I didn't know this until a little later when I would return back through Bakhmut, was that they posted footage of our company that had come under attack by the Orlons, that was spotted by the Orlons. And what happens is that the Orlons had spotted us, they called in the artillery, and this was right when we were getting ready to assault. When our artillery had ceased fire, actually what happened is that they had completely missed Pisky. They completely missed Pisky. What they had done is that they had got the wrong coordinates. They had completely overfired right behind the town, and they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing to the town. So now you have one company that's going to take on a reported company or more in Pisky to do the job. So when we mounted up, we got on our vehicles. I was no longer on any gunner's position. I was just a regular, soldier in the back of a Vic. We were beginning our circle around the wood line. We were going to go on the other side, hook around to a Huey on the other side of the wood line, and then push straight through towards Pisky. And what happened though is, as soon as our convoy was moving, we came under artillery fire, and that was so scary, because I watched from my little hatch in my vehicle as the artillery rained in, and everyone just panicked. And what happened is that all of our vehicles in our company dispersed, and everyone was running out, and not even everyone had even been in their vehicles yet, because we just got the order to mount up and go attack. And I was watching, and it's still crystal clear in my head, man, as I watched as the artillery rained in. But what was weird is that this artillery was white smoke and everything. I saw those big flashes of orange and red, but what happened is there was just one guy. He was running into the field, and then I watched as a shell struck near him, and then he just disappeared, dude. And that was the last thing I ever saw of the whole world, as Shapa had closed the hatch. And I just remember actually saying this out loud for the first time, "Oh shit," and it still plays clear in my head to this day, dude. I still see him get hit and killed all the time, dude. And that's when I think it was the scariest moment in my life. Was you can't see a thing, but you can hear everything, and you don't know what's going on out there. And you know that most likely being in that vehicle, no one wants to be in those vehicles, dude. No one. I wouldn't want to be in them. I hated being in them, to be honest, because you were guaranteed that if you got hit in one of those things, you were going to die. And I honestly felt like that's what was going to probably happen, but I kept in my head, I was like, okay, we're driving away, we're getting away, this and that. But we didn't know where we were going. I didn't know where you're going. You can't see where you're going. You put your trust in this random guy who's driving your vehicle. Put the random trust in this guy who's the gunner of that vehicle to keep you safe and to kill anyone that's going to try to kill you. But as we were, I guess what happened is that as we were driving away, and this is the footage that got posted, my vehicle hit a landmine in those wheat fields, and it flipped onto its side, and that's when I just blacked out. I was out, And at that moment, I think right before I was thinking about that was, I don't know where I'm going again. It's like I had the first time. I don't know where I'm going. I just know that I have an objective, but instead of trying to kill, my objective now is I just want to get out of here and live. I had in my head that I was going to try to go home somehow, maybe convince one of the other Americans that were still around in the unit, maybe was, hey, let's go home. But when those lights went out in my head, I was like, I honestly thought I'd died. I thought that was it. And I was in and out. I remember that when I woke up, I remember I was in a weird position when I came to, and I passed out. And then when I woke up again, someone was dragging me. And then when I passed out, and then I woke up again, I was face upright in this wheat field. I passed out, and then I woke up again. I didn't wake up until I was in a hospital bed, you know. And in that hospital bed, there were it smelled really bad, you know, bloody bandages, all that. So what happened was my vehicle did take a hit. Me and me and Mad Dog, the first guy that ever asked me, you know, are you coming with? The guy who asked me if I'm coming to the first battle, you know, he dragged me out, and he got out of that vehicle. He dragged me out of it, and but he had taken shrapnel to one of the arteries in his thigh and passed out. He bled out and died, I was told. Everyone else in the vehicle had been killed. They'd been crushed, or they were shrapnel that had penetrated and killed them, or whatever. So I lost my whole squad that day. I lost everyone. And I found that day that the battle was unsuccessful. We did nothing to help Pisky. And we once again, now we weren't even a existing regiment. We were done. And someone, I guess, had just come by and they were looking for casualties, and they found me and they scooped me up, and I ended up in a hospital in Zaporizhia again. I wasn't told I had to find out all this information for secondhand sources for everything, and up until I actually got confirmation. But I was the only person that actually made it out of that vehicle. No one else did. So when I came to that hospital, I had taken shrapnel to my legs. I had taken I hit my head very fucking hard to where they actually had to they did MRI scans and all that. And honestly, I mean, I was in and out. I was still like out of it. You know, I wasn't blacked out and passed out, but I was on such heavy meds and stuff like that. And yeah, it was bad. They yeah, my whole unit was destroyed, and you know, people I ever called family were the new people I called my family were dead. So